Hi, welcome to the practical section of Flume. In this section, we'll see how to configure your source, sink, channel and how to group together using an agent. Yeah, let's write some sample configuration files for Flume. Let's write a sample configuration file that will explain the basic usage of Flume. Yeah, so if you could see here, I've got something like source, sink and channel. I've declared them with the names called sequential generate source, logger sink and memory channel. If you could see here, okay, I have just given the names here and I have grouped them using an agent called agent1. Okay, all the sources, sink and channels are grouped together with an agent1. Because we know that the combination of source and sink and channel is called agent, we should group all these three together with the agent. I've just given their names here. Now, for each source, sink and channel, I got to define their properties. Agent1 dot sources dot sequential gen source dot type equal to sequential I have given. Okay. For agent dot sinks dot logger sink dot type equal to logger I have given. Yeah, these are the types I have given. And similarly for channel also, dot memory channel dot type equal to memory. When I have given it memory, I got to give its capacity. I'm giving it as 100 byte. Okay, now we know that a channel is something which takes data from source and keep it for until it is drained or consumed by the sink. Right, so we got to group source and sink. We got to link source and sink with the channel. So see here, agent1 dot sources dot sequential gen source dot channel equal to mem channel. Similarly, for sink, logger sink dot channel equal to mem channel. We have linked it. So what does this particular configuration file do? It simply generates a sequential numbers from 1 to infinite until you close it. Yeah, so now that we have seen how to declare a source, sink and channel, and how to declare its properties, and how to declare a memory channel, and how to link source and sink with a memory channel. So now that I'm just done with my config file, I'll just execute this using my Flume ng agent. See here, I'm just giving the agent name as agent1 because we have seen that source, sink and channel are grouped together with an agent called agent1. And then I'm using something called Flume. My configuration file which I had showed to you is something like flume-int.conf. I just wanted my output to console. That's what I'm giving it here. I'll just type in enter. It will generate a lot of logs, and see here it is generating me sequential numbers from 1 to infinite until I close it. So this is a basic usage of Flume configuration file. Yeah, so this has just showed you to make sure that you are understanding how to configure a source, sink and channel in Flume. Let's go with another configuration file of Flume. Yeah, I have something called the motive of this particular config file is to take one file, the file that is residing in my CentOS to HDFS path. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take my centireducer.py which is in my home training path. I'll put it into HDFS under a folder called user training sync output.txt. I'll put my output file over here. So how do I do that? It's simple. First of all, I'll declare my source, sink and channel names. I'm grouping them using an agent called agent, and channel name is mem channel. Sources is nothing but tail source because we are just taking the tail of it. If you could see here, I'm just giving a cat. I'll give something called you can give cat source or the tail source, any name you can give. I'm giving tail source. My sink would be HDFS sink, as well as I wanted to print this into my log file. Sorry, I just wanted to print it into my console as well. Yeah, so now I have declared I have multiple syncs here. One is long sync and one other thing is HDFS sync. Log sync will print it into my logger. HDFS sync will print it into my HDFS path, which is this thing. Now I got to group. I have all the source, sync and channel names, and I got to define my memory type, which is my memory. And source type would be something called execute. It would execute this cat, this file name. I'm linking my source with the channel called memory channel. Yeah, and again we have something called sync type, which is my logger again. Okay, and HDFS sync, I'm defining another sync called HDFS sync, which is my mem channel. I'm linking it with mem channel, and again type is HDFS, and path would be this particular HDFS path, and the file type would be data stream. That means it would create a sequential file in my HDFS path. So let's execute this and see my output. I'm using something agent called agent. The name would be agent, and configuration file name called flume.conf. I'll just enter this. See here, it had printed the output on my console, as well as it will transfer the file to user training sync output file. Okay, so it is still writing the data. Okay, once it is written the data, we can go and check it in sync output.txt. I'm just opening this another path, another tab. Okay, it's still writing my data. If you could see the temp data, okay, it has renamed it, because once after writing the data, it will rename the file with the timestamp to .temp to normal thing. So it has written the data into this particular file. If you could open this, it will have the, okay, still it's renaming. Okay, see here, if you could see here, it's still writing. Let's wait until it complete. Okay, it has done. See here, let me open my sentireducer.py. I have used, in my configuration file, we know that I have used two syncs. One is my logger, another thing is my another HDFS. So let's cat this particular home training sentireducer.py. Okay, so see here, first line has gone to my HDFS path, and the rest of the data has gone to my logger. Yeah, the rest of the path has gone to my logger. So if I want, let me show by removing. If I use a single sync, it will dump entire data to this particular path. Okay, so let me open my conf file. I'll just remove this HDFS sync. Sorry, I'll remove this HDFS sync. Okay, oh sorry, I'll remove this log sync either. I'll put as a HDFS sync only. So let's see how it gonna do now. I'm gonna execute it once again. Now my entire data has to be dumped into my HDFS path. It will no more dump your data into your log file, because earlier you could see that it has dumped your data into your log file. Now it shouldn't dump your data into your log file. So when I do, okay, so now you should be able to view my entire data into this, in this file. See, the entire data which is present in my sentireducer.py has come into this particular file. because I have not used two sinks. I have just used only a single sink. Okay, so yeah, my Flume configuration has closed. So this is how you write your data from one source, which is my CentOS, to HDFS path. Okay, so you can easily move a large amounts of data from one source to another source using Flume. How? This is how we do that. Hope you had enjoyed watching this video. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Bye bye.